AITA for refusing to let my ex-husband's wife homeschool my children? So this might be long, but I need to say it somewhere. I, 31F, share custody of my two kids, 9M and 8F, with my ex, Aaron, 35SM, who cheated on me 3 years ago with his now wife, Nicole, 34F. Yes, Nicole is the woman he met at some MLM juice cleanse party. And yes, she had 4 kids from 2 previous relationships and was pregnant with his 5th by the time our divorce was final. Classy. Aaron and Nicole live in a 5-bedroom rental in suburban hell, somewhere between a HomeGoods and a Chick-fil-A. They've since had another baby, so 6 kids in total, including ours. And now Nicole is like this Pinterest-perfect, crunchy homeschool mom. She runs this whole operation like she's auditioning for a TLC show, matching denim jumpers, science class in the backyard, weird baking soda volcanoes, whatever. Meanwhile, my kids go to a regular public school in our district. They like it. They have friends. They eat cafeteria chicken nuggets and argue about Pokemon cards. It's fine. Nicole, though, Nicole has decided that our 2 kids being in public school is disruptive to the flow of her home. She actually said that. Flow. Like she's running a yoga studio and not raising a small army of half-siblings. She's claiming her kids are jealous because mine get to ride the bus and have teachers. Literally, her words. So she calls me, real smug, like she's just doing me a favor. Nicole, hey, I think it would be really great for everyone if we started homeschooling Jack and Maddie. It's just better for the family, you know? Me, what family? You mean yours? Nicole, well, yes, our blended family. No, bitch. My kids don't need to do science on your patio next to your toddler flinging Cheerios at a lizard, so I said no. Politely at first. Then again, not politely. Aaron called me next. He tried to be reasonable. He said it would help Nicole with scheduling and bonding. He said, she already has a rhythm. Me, I don't give a flying about her rhythm, Aaron. My kids have a school, they like it. End of story. That should have been it, but no. Nicole pulled the let's ask the kids card. And honestly, that was the dumbest move. Because Jack and Maddie came to me super anxious, saying they didn't want to do weird homeschool. Maddie literally cried because she didn't want to be in a house full of babies and chore charts. So I called my lawyer. Had her send a nice official letter saying hell no. That should have scared them off. It didn't. They apparently tried to get their lawyer to take it to court, but their lawyer basically told them it was a waste of time. I guess she actually told Aaron that no judge was going to take custody time or educational authority away from me over vibes. Aaron was salty. He told me all of it in a ragey voice note, which I screenshotted and documented. And now, summer break has been a freaking pressure cooker. I've been getting daily texts like, "Are you sure this is what's best? You're hurting our family dynamic. The kids are missing out on bonding." Nicole even texted me a homemade curriculum with unicorn clip art. Unicorn clip art. Aaron called me last night saying I was being petty and controlling, and the only reason you're refusing is because you hate that Nicole wants to be a part of their lives. Nah, I just hate that she thinks she owns my kids, but part of me is starting to wonder, am I the asshole for not even entertaining it? Would letting them homeschool really be so bad? Anyway, school starts in September, and unless a meteor hits, my kids will be on that bus. So yeah, I thought I'd shut the whole thing down. Sent the lawyer letter, told Aaron and Nicole to drop it. Thought we were moving on. Nope. Fast forward to the first week of July. It's 97 degrees. I'm sweating through my shirt at Jack's soccer practice, and who do I see walking across the field like it's her damn runway? Nicole, wearing some flowy linen thing, full face of makeup, pushing a double stroller and holding a binder. Like a real color-coded, tabbed, probably laminated homeschool binder. I'm trying not to make eye contact. Just quietly sipping my Diet Coke, watching my kid run drills and praying she turns around. Nope. She parks the stroller, tells her toddler to stay seated like a big boy, and marches over. Nicole, all smiley, "Hey, I thought this would be a good chance to chat." Me, flat. Nope. Nicole, still smiling. "I just wanted to show you the curriculum, just so you could see how comprehensive it is." And then she opens the binder on my lap, like I'm supposed to be impressed. There's some ridiculous schedule printed out with blocks like nature math and emotional literacy circle. There's a section called homestead science, which is apparently just doing chores and calling it biology. I handed it back to her without even looking at the rest. Me, "Nicole, seriously, no, you need to stop pushing this." Nicole, face twitching, "But why are you being so closed-minded? The kids would thrive." Me, "You mean your kids would thrive? My kids are fine, they're happy, they don't want this." Nicole, offended, "They don't know what they're missing." Me, "They know they're missing 10 hours of being bossed around by a woman they didn't ask for. That counts." That shut her up finally. But she left the binder, just left it on the bench next to me like I was gonna suddenly flip through it in awe. Spoiler, I left it in the bleachers. May it rest in peace under someone's Gatorade. After that, things got weird. Aaron texted me 2 days later saying I was emotionally undermining Nicole. He said I was making her feel like a glorified babysitter. Gee, I wonder why. He also said I was damaging the unity of their household. I reminded him this unity wasn't my job, that he made his own damn choices when he cheated on me with a woman who thinks multiplication tables are toxic. But then came the guilt trip. He told me Maddie cried during her weekend visit because Nicole looked sad, that Jack asked why Nicole's kids get more time with daddy. I asked him point blank, me, did you put those ideas in their heads? Aaron, no, they're just noticing things. Kids are smart. Yeah, they're smart enough to know when they're being manipulated. Maddie told me later Nicole made them do pretend homeschool one morning, like a little test run. She said they had to sit through a feelings journal and draw pictures of their blended family. Jack said he wrote, I just want to go to real school. Maddie drew a big red X over a house and labeled it, not my school. So I snapped, called Aaron, laid it all out. Me. This stops now. No more pushing, no more guilt tripping, and no more pretend homeschool. They go to school. They want to go. You don't get to rewrite that. Aaron, quiet. You're really not willing to compromise? Me. Not when it's about our kids' happiness. So no, I'm not. And then, the ultimate twist. A few days later, Aaron's mom calls me. His mom. We haven't talked much since the divorce, but I always liked her. Mill. I just wanted to say thank you for standing your ground. Me, shocked. Wait, what? Mill. I'm staying with them this week. Nicole's got those poor kids doing silent hour from 1 to 2. No screens, no noise. It's like a cult. Jack asked me if he was allowed to breathe quietly. I laughed so hard I almost dropped the phone. But it hit me. This wasn't just about a school choice. Nicole wanted control. She wanted my kids full time. To be able to say she was raising them, not just babysitting them twice a month. The whole thing suddenly felt bigger. Not in a scary way, just in a wow, this woman is truly delusional way. I'm not backing down. Summer's almost over. Jack's already asking when he can pick out a new backpack. Maddie wants to be in the fall musical again. They're ready for school. And I'm ready for this homeschool saga to finally be done. Okay, so here's where everything started really boiling over. It's mid-August. School starts in 3 weeks. I've already ordered new lunchboxes, labeled water bottles, bought 4 packs of mechanical pencils because Jack somehow eats them for breakfast. I'm in full mom on a mission mode. And then I get a text from Aaron that just says, "Can we talk? It's about Nicole. She went too far." My first thought, she enrolled them in her fake homeschool without telling me. Wouldn't put it past her, but no. I call him and he picks up sounding weird, like anxious but low-key pissed. He starts ranting in this whisper yell. Aaron, she took the kids without telling me. She took them. Me. Wait, what? Took them where? Aaron. To some freaking homeschool co-op thing in Temecula. Said it was a field experience. Left while I was at work. Didn't answer her phone. Maddie texted me from the car. My brain did a full 404. Let me explain. Nicole signed them up for a trial day at some homeschool collective. Not a school, not even an accredited program. Just a bunch of parents meeting at a park doing hands-on learning, aka playing with sticks and baking muffins. And she didn't tell Aaron, or me, she just took them. Jack texted me later saying they sat in a circle talking about pine cones, and one kid brought a squirrel skeleton for show and tell. Maddie said she pretended to be sick so they'd go home early. Jack said the lunch was hummus and cucumber sticks. He cried because he wanted a PB&J. I was furious. I called Aaron back, told him this was the line. The big fat line Nicole just jackhammered through. And to his credit, he agreed. For the first time in years, Aaron actually backed me up. He said he confronted Nicole that night and they got into a huge fight. Apparently she told him, "You don't understand education and you're letting your ex dictate our home." His response? Aaron, "You're not their mother, Nicole. You never will be." Yeah, that happened. She cried, locked herself in the bathroom. Drama. But the damage was done. I wasn't about to let this slide. I called my lawyer. We drafted a document for the custody file stating that Nicole took them without consent to a non-school program. Not trying to start a war, just covering my ass. Aaron agreed to sign it. And suddenly the vibe shifted. Nicole started backing off. No more texts, no calls. She even skipped the last custody exchange. But then, because this woman has zero chill, she left me a little surprise. On my porch, in a gift bag. Inside, a printed certificate titled Nicole's Personalized Homeschool Curriculum for Jack and Maddie, Fall 2025. It was wrapped in a ribbon, had glitter on it, and at the bottom was a note that said, "When you're ready to stop being the villain, I'll be here." Girl, you are literally the villain. Anyway, I texted Aaron, me, come get this, or I'm lighting it on fire. He showed up 20 minutes later looking exhausted. He took the binder's side and said, I didn't think it would get this far. Me, you didn't think your wife trying to hijack your kid's education would get messy? Really? He actually laughed. A real tired, you were right kind of laugh. So that's where we are now. 3 weeks out. Jack wants Spider-Man folders. Maddie's begging to dye her hair purple, just the tips, please. Nicole has apparently taken a step back to reflect, aka sulk in her essential oil room. And Aaron, he's kind of done too. He told me, Aaron, I'm not fighting you on this again. The kids are happy, that should be enough. And honestly, for the first time since our divorce, I kind of believed him. So we're 1 week into the school year. Jack's rocking his Spider-Man backpack like a mini celebrity. Maddie got her hair done, just the tips purple, I caved. They're both glowing, like full-on back-to-school mode, comparing recess drama and trading lunch snacks like stockbrokers. I was finally breathing again. And then, I made the grave mistake of going to the damn PTA meeting. First, let me explain. I'm not a PTA mom. I barely made it there on time, still wearing my work pants with coffee stains. I was planning to sit in the back, vote on whether the Halloween party gets Capri Suns or not, and bounce. But when I walked into the school auditorium, Nicole, in the front row, with a homemade clipboard. I blinked. I literally looked around like, am I being punked? She turned around, spotted me, and smiled like a Disney villain in a cardigan. Nicole, oh, I didn't expect to see you here. Me, yeah, funny, since you don't have any kids in this school. Nicole, well, not technically, but I thought it would be good to get involved. No. Apparently, Nicole had applied to volunteer at the school, filed under community parents since she's technically a step-parent. She claimed she was passionate about educational equity and wanted to help plan events. The kicker? She checked a box to help in Jack's class. Jack's class. I immediately pulled one of the PTA board members aside, Melissa, shout out to her, and asked what the hell was going on. Melissa, all whispery, Melissa. She was very insistent. Said she had your support. Is that not true? Me. Does my face look like someone who supports this? Melissa paused. Melissa. Noted. Turns out Nicole pitched herself as this blended family education advocate. She brought homemade banana bread. She had laminated flyers. She literally started pitching a family circle day event to encourage unity between parents and step-parents. And then, I swear to God, she stood up and said, Nicole, to the whole PTA. As someone who homeschools, I can say with confidence that we're all educators. Whether our kids are at home or in school, we all share the responsibility. I saw Jack's teacher in the corner visibly clench her jaw. So now I have to play defense. I had to meet with the school admin the next day and clarify in writing that Nicole is not authorized to pick up my kids, volunteer in their classrooms, or make educational decisions. The school was very understanding. They even said, we've had a few step-parents like this before. Translation, you're not the only one dealing with a self-appointed bonus mom. Aaron, to his credit, called me the moment he found out. Aaron, she went rogue again. I didn't know she applied. Me. At what point does rogue just become Nicole being Nicole? He didn't argue, just sighed and said, I'll handle it. And he actually did. That night, Nicole posted this long, cryptic Facebook status about how, when you try to help, the bitter and broken will always shut the door on you. And you can't force people to accept love when their hearts are poisoned. She tagged no one, but included a photo of the school auditorium, with banana bread. Jack's teacher liked the post. I'm choosing to interpret that as sarcasm. Anyway, I thought that would be the end of it. But Nicole, she's not done. She's just pivoting. Last week, Jack told me Nicole asked him if he wanted to go to her learning circle on Saturdays, just for fun. When he said no, she pouted and said, well, your mom doesn't want us to spend more time together. He came home confused, asking if it was true that I was keeping him from his other family. So yeah, that's where we're at. Nicole can't homeschool them. She can't volunteer at their school. She's not allowed to plan events. But she can weaponize Saturday crafts and passive-aggressive Facebook posts. I'm tired. But I'm not backing down. Jack and Maddie are thriving. They're not confused, they're just exhausted by the drama. And so am I. We've made it through the first month of school. The house has that chaotic but happy weekday rhythm again. Alarm clocks, toast half burned because Maddie insists on doing it herself. Jack yelling he can't find his math folder that's literally under his bed. You know, normal. I was finally starting to feel like the homeschool saga was fading into the background. Nicole had stopped with the emails. The Facebook statuses turned from indirect jabs to vague quotes about peace and surrender. I took the silence as a win. Then last Saturday happened. Aaron picked the kids up for their weekend. They were excited. They were supposed to go mini golfing, get slushies, probably talk Aaron into stopping at Target just to look. Basic divorced dad weekend. But by 6 p.m. I get a call from Maddie. Not a text. A call. I answer immediately. Me. Hey, everything okay? Maddie, quiet. Can you come get us? I freeze. Me, where are you? Maddie, at Nicole's church thing, Jack's really mad. My chest did that tight thing it does when you know something's wrong. Long story short, Nicole convinced Aaron to swing by a homeschool family potluck hosted by her church. Only it wasn't just food and friendly chit-chat, it was a full event. Speeches, testimonies, a sign-up sheet titled, "Interested in transitioning your child to a flexible education model?" And then Nicole introduced Jack and Maddie as new potential learners in our group. Without telling Aaron, without warning the kids, she straight up ambushed them. Jack, bless his 9-year-old heart, said, "Jack, I'm not homeschooled. I go to insert our local public school. I'm just here because my dad didn't know this was a weird church meeting." Boom! Nicole tried to hush him, but Jack wouldn't budge. Jack, to Nicole, "You keep trying to make me part of your family, but I'm not yours. I have a mom already." Aaron, apparently mortified, grabbed the kids and left mid-speech. When I got to their place, the kids ran to me like they'd just escaped a cult. Jack was furious. Maddie was quiet. Aaron looked embarrassed, like a man who finally saw the whole picture. Aaron, mumbling, "I didn't know. She said it was just a dinner." Me, dead serious. "It's over. No more access. I'm done." I drove the kids home. They were quiet the whole way, but as I tucked Jack in, he looked at me and said, "Jack, why does she keep trying to pretend?" Me, "Because sometimes grown-ups want things that aren't theirs to have." He didn't ask more. He just nodded and went to sleep. The next morning, I sent Aaron a message through our co-parenting app, laid out clear boundaries. Nicole is not allowed to host the kids unsupervised. No more church events, no education pitches, no sneaky rebranding their weekends as learning opportunities. Aaron agreed, officially, on the record. I also added it to our custody file through my lawyer. No drama, just protection. And here's the wildest part. Aaron dropped the kids off Sunday evening and pulled me aside. "Aaron, I'm sorry for everything, not just this. I should have backed you up way sooner." I didn't say anything. I'm not handing out gold stars for doing the bare minimum, but I appreciated it. So, that's it. Nicole hasn't messaged me. She posted a photo of her kids doing gratitude journaling in the backyard and hasn't said a word about Jack or Maddie since. And my kids? They're back to being kids. Maddie's learning to play the recorder. Badly. Jack's obsessed with some kid in his class who can do backflips. They both want to be skeletons for Halloween. I'm tired, but I'm good. Was I the asshole for standing firm? Maybe. Maybe I could have been gentler. Maybe I was too territorial. But you know what? I showed up. I listened to my kids. I fought for what made them happy. And that's what mattered. Thanks for watching. If you liked the story, hit subscribe. See you in the next one.